The humanoid robot Honor Lightning finished the full 21-kilometer race in just 50 minutes and 26 seconds in Beijing. Something just happened that shouldn't be possible. At the Beijing E-Town race, a humanoid machine changed the story of endurance forever. A robot called Honor Lightning didn't just compete in a half marathon. It crossed the finish line faster than any human ever has. And the gap wasn't small, it was massive. This wasn't a lab test or a staged demo. This was a real outdoor race with real athletes. And yet the moment the results came in, everything shifted. What you're about to hear is not just another piece of tech news. It's a moment where reality quietly moved forward without asking permission. Before we go deeper, make sure you're subscribed because videos like this break down what's actually changing in the world of AI and robotics, not just what's trending. Now focus on this, because the numbers are where things get uncomfortable. The humanoid robot Honor Lightning finished the full 21-kilometer race in just 50 minutes and 26 seconds, while the human world record stands at around 57 minutes and 31 seconds. That difference isn't just a win, it's a separation. And when you see the full breakdown, not just first place, but second and third also taken by machines from the same system, it stops being impressive and starts becoming a pattern. This is the moment where most viewers pause, rewind, and look again, because the numbers don't feel real at first. Now think about what a half marathon actually demands. This is not speed over a few seconds. This is sustained performance over distance, rhythm, control, and the ability to keep going even when your body starts to break down. Humans have always been defined by endurance. It's one of the few areas where we consistently outperform most animals and machines. And yet here, a humanoid system maintained a pace that didn't drop, didn't fluctuate, and didn't collapse under pressure. That's where the real story begins, not just in the time, but in how that time was maintained. Because this robot wasn't being controlled step by step like a remote device. It was navigating, balancing, and adjusting in real conditions. Roads, turns, uneven surfaces, all handled without constant human correction. That's what makes this different from everything we've seen before. Speed can be engineered, power can be increased, but autonomy is what changes the category entirely. When a machine can operate in an unpredictable environment and maintain performance, it stops being a tool and starts becoming a system. And then there's the dominance factor. The same development team didn't just win, they secured first, second, and third place. That tells you something critical. This wasn't a lucky run, it wasn't a single breakthrough, it was repeatable. When multiple machines outperform humans in the same event, it becomes a signal, not an exception. Meanwhile, the fastest human runner finished in over 1 hour and 7 minutes, meaning the gap between human and machine wasn't closing, it had already opened. So the next question is obvious. How did this happen? What allowed a humanoid robot to maintain that level of performance for nearly an hour without slowing down? The answer is surprisingly simple but powerful. They solved heat. One of the biggest limitations in robotics isn't speed, it's temperature. When systems overheat, they slow down, they lose efficiency, and eventually they fail. What the engineers behind Honor Lightning did was integrate advanced liquid cooling, similar to what's used inside smartphones and high-performance electronics, to regulate motor temperature during the entire race. Think about your phone for a second. When it heats up, it slows down. Performance drops, apps lag, everything becomes less responsive. Now imagine a machine running continuously for 21 kilometers under constant stress. Without proper cooling, it would lose efficiency quickly. But with liquid cooling, the system stays stable. The motors don't throttle. The output doesn't drop. And that stability is what allowed the robot to maintain a consistent pace from start to finish. This is the moment where things start to click. Because this isn't about running anymore. The race is just a visible example, a way to show what's happening under the surface. What really matters is the combination of autonomy and sustained performance. Once you remove fatigue and overheating from the equation, you unlock something new. A system that doesn't need rest, doesn't slow down, and doesn't lose consistency. And when you take that idea beyond running, the implications start to expand. Logistics, manufacturing, delivery systems, any environment where endurance and repetition matter. This kind of performance changes the equation. Machines that can operate longer, faster, and without performance drops create a different kind of efficiency. Not just incremental improvement, but a shift in what's possible. For years, the conversation around AI and robotics has been about assistance. Tools that help humans do more, faster. But moments like this suggest a transition. Not just assistance, but performance that exceeds human limits in specific areas. That doesn't mean replacement across everything, but it does mean the gap is changing. once that gap starts to move, expectations follow. Now, bring this closer to you. If you're a creator, a freelancer, someone building something online, this matters more than it seems. Because the same principles that allowed this robot to win, consistency, efficiency, optimization, are already being applied in digital systems. The pace of output is increasing, the tools are getting faster, and the baseline for what is considered productive is shifting upward. That creates both opportunity and pressure. Opportunity for those who understand how to use these systems effectively, and pressure for those who ignore the change. Because as machines become more capable, the environment doesn't stay the same. It evolves. And adapting to that evolution becomes the difference between keeping up and falling behind. There's also a bigger layer to this story. This didn't happen randomly. It happened in a region that has been investing heavily in robotics and AI. This race is not just a competition result, it's part of a larger pattern. Governments, companies, and research labs pushing forward at speed. And when you see multiple systems performing at this level, it tells you that this isn't a single innovation, it's an ecosystem. That ecosystem shapes direction, and direction shapes the future. Because leadership in AI and robotics doesn't just influence technology, it influences industries, economies, and global positioning. This race is a small window into that larger movement, a moment where something visible reveals something much deeper. So when you look at what happened in Beijing E-Town, don't just see a robot crossing a finish line. See what it represents. A shift in capability, a demonstration of progress, a moment where something that felt distant suddenly becomes real. Because once something becomes real, it changes how people think. It changes what they expect. And it changes what comes next. And this is where the conversation moves forward. Because the question is no longer whether machines can outperform humans in certain tasks. In some areas, they already have. The real question is what happens when those capabilities expand, when systems become faster, more efficient, and more autonomous across multiple domains. Because progress doesn't stop at one milestone. It builds, it compounds, it accelerates, and moments like this are part of that acceleration. Each one pushing the boundary a little further, each one making the next step more likely. So this race is not just about speed, it's about direction. It's about where things are going and how quickly they're getting there. It's about recognizing that change is already happening, whether we notice it or not. And once you see it clearly, the focus shifts from surprise to awareness, from awareness to strategy, from watching to deciding how you respond. Because the future doesn't arrive all at once. It builds through moments like this, quietly, steadily, until one day it feels obvious. And by then, the shift has already happened. So the real question is not whether humans can keep up. It's how we adapt when the rules start to change.